video is to help you create the mock-up of your trifold brochure. So this is my template here, and you can see that I have the inside and the outside on two separate sheets of paper. And when you print, you're gonna have to have the cut marks, and here I created the score marks for my panels. And this darker line stroke outside my format is representing the image that bleeds of the page. So besides your design, you're gonna need a ruler, and I like a metal ruler because they're very sturdy and easy to work with, and most of them have a little cork on the other side, so it doesn't really slip off the page. An X-Acto knife with sharp blades, a stapler, spray adhesive. It doesn't have to be this brand, it can be 3M, it can be any spray adhesive that you have. And a little trick here for scoring, you can use either a credit card or a paper clip, and I'm gonna show you how to use all of these in just a little bit. So the first thing that we're gonna do is to actually flip the inside and the outside prints like back to back, and you want to find where the crop marks and the scoring marks align. And I have a small light table here that I'm gonna use to help me find these marks. But if you don't have anything like that, you can just put them against any kind of lamp, and then you can just go ahead and align those marks. So I'm gonna do that, and done. And once you have that, you're gonna hold both of them together, make sure that they don't move or anything like that. So those lines are perfectly aligned back and front. And then you're gonna get the stapler and staple those sheets together. Of course, you're not gonna staple your design. You are going to staple on just 2 times on the outside of your design, that once you trim it, that is not going to make any difference since you stapled those 2 times outside the design. The next thing that you want to do, and this is what you're going to have now, the 2 sheets are secured together. The next thing that you're going to do is spray the 2 together. Now, I cannot stress this enough. You do not want to use spray adhesive inside your house, because this thing gets everywhere. It's nasty, it's sticky. So you want to go outside for a minute and just make sure that you shake the can, and that just follow the directions. All of the cans, all of the brands, they have directions. So usually it's about 10 inches above the design. You're gonna spray, make sure that you spray it evenly. And personally, I like to spray it in diagonal lines. Make sure that you don't get any excess spray on the paper, because if you do, it's gonna smudge and it's going to ruin your design. So I'm gonna pause the video, I'm gonna go outside and spray these 2 together, and then we're gonna keep going. So I went outside and I sprayed one of the sheets. And after you spray, you don't want to put them together just yet. You want to come back to your clean workstation and then put them one on top of the other. And with your clean hands, just smoothen both of them out. Make sure that you're pressing nice, and easy the 2 sheets of paper together to remove any bubbles. And just apply a little bit of pressure against the paper so they are nicely glued to each other. About your workstation, you want to make sure that your workstation is as clean as it can be. Careful with hair, human hair, pet hair. I'm telling you, with the spray adhesive, that thing can just get stuck between the two pages. And if you have any kind of debris on your surface here, it's gonna stick to your design and it's just not going to be good. So make sure that your workstation is very nice and clean so you can do what you need to do. Now that the two sheets are secured together, what I'm gonna do is get my ruler and score the paper. You do want to score the paper before you actually start cutting, because once you cut it, you won't be able to see the scoring marks anymore. So I'm gonna get my Sam's Club card, and it can be any card, and then you are going to just very gently and with a lot of patience just go over that line multiple times to score the paper. But if you don't have a credit card in hand or your student ID, you can use a paper clip like this, or any paper clip. Just make sure that it doesn't have any color in it, because the color might transfer onto your print and you don't want that. So you're gonna make a few passes there. It's gonna be nice and gentle. You need to apply a lot of pressure on the ruler so the ruler doesn't move. And before you move the ruler, I'm gonna ask you to actually score the paper against the ruler. Very nice and easy with your hands, your finger pressing against the ruler. And then you're gonna have your first clean score there. And then you're gonna do it again on the other side. And then score again. I kind of like to use my thumb to do that because it really helps there. Now that you have the panels defined, now it's time to trim. And again, apply pressure against the ruler so the ruler doesn't move. And this part, guys, I'm gonna tell you, you have to be super careful not to cut your own fingers. I always tell my students, and I joke about that, cutting your fingers while cutting something that you printed is actually kind of a blood initiation to the design club. But and it happens, but just please be careful. Make sure that you're applying a lot of pressure against that ruler, and that ruler is aligned with the top and the bottom crop marks. And you're not gonna cut all the way through. You're pretty much just going to cut slightly above your design and slightly under your design. So this is what you're going to see after the first cut. It's all that you want to do there, okay? And then you're gonna flip it over, do the other side. Just cut a little over the design and a little under the printed design. Because why do you do this? Because if you cut all the way through, you're going to lose the directions for this crop mark and this crop mark, so it's going to be very hard for you to align those if you cut the paper all the way through. So once again, turn and then cut. And we're almost over. Then this, and last but not least, I'm gonna trim the top. And then, ta-da, you have your brochure. And this center part here, this panel here needs to be slightly smaller than the two on the outside. And you can see this, the measurements there. So, because once you fold this in, you want this here to have just a little bit of a gap so that the cover doesn't fold over one of the pages. And that's it, guys. You're gonna have your beautiful brochure if you follow this step by step. And if you want to comment on the video, just ask questions, just ask any questions that you might have, okay? I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.